Once upon a time, there was a nigga who had the ability to make the best sandwich in all of history. This sandwich was so tasty, so delicious and good that even the presidents and the kings, the governors, the elects, the deep states, the fucking rulers, they all loved this nigga's sandwiches. Okay? His favorite sandwich that he liked to make was called the Reuben Witch. This was the famous witch that he actually made for Donald Trump himself and Marco Rubio. Okay? Now, one day, this nigga was in his cribs. He was flipping up a Reuben Witch for himself. And this one, he decided he would make it the greatest one that he ever made. Okay? He was flipping the burger. He was actually flipping the buns too. He was throwing seasonings. Doing what he had to do to make this the greatest Reuben Witch. When suddenly, all of the lights in the house turned off and the entire outside of the house, it was daytime, went to pitch black. Boom. It was nighttime suddenly. This nigga lived alone. He was scared as shit. He shitted himself. He shittied himself. He cleaned up. Then he went back out to the kitchen and he was looking around to see, like, are there demons in my house right now? Am I tripping? What's going on? Did Jesus Christ himself return? What is going on? And that's when, in his living room, he saw it. There was an angel standing there. It was the form of a man, and in his right hand he held a sword, a blade. And in his left hand was a platter, an empty platter. And he said to the man, I have come, I've been sent by God himself to retrieve this Reuben Witch that you have crafted in this moment of all moments, of all places and all times. This is the Reuben Witch that God has sent me down to retrieve. The man looked at this angel and he said this. Actually, God does not exist. The angel said, Sir, have you not seen what I have just done to show you that this is a miraculous moment? Look outside. It was sunny not a moment ago. And I brought the sun to its knees. Is this not enough to persuade you? The man said, Actually, I believe in everyone's right to believe in whatever they want, and I've chosen to be agnostic. The angel said, I fear you're a little bit too far gone, buddy. And like that, he lifted off. The lights in the man's house came back on. The sun came back up. It was back to normal. The man finished making his Reuben Witch and ate it. And it was the best one. I mean, it was really good. He finished it off, pulled the damn toothpick, tossed it, and went about his shits. Now, in the coming days, nothing out of ordinary happened. He continued to make the best sandwiches throughout all history. Everyone praised him. Everyone loved him. Everyone came to him for sandwiches. He had any friends he wanted. Any baddies. Huz was all over him. He was tapped in with every dictator, every financial business exec, every nation bowed to this dude's sandwich. I mean, they all wanted it. It was, and so, as it were, one day, he was back in his house, and this time he had over a friend. It was his buddy, from a childhood friend who he hadn't seen in a while. His buddy was sitting in the living room, and he was in the kitchen. He was fixing up 2 Reuben witches. And once again, he had decided it was one of those times where it was a buddy he hadn't seen in a while. He wanted these ones to be good. So he did that. He started making, like crazy level good sandwiches, 2 of them, for him and his buddy. His buddy was sitting in the living room doodling, not doing nothing really, kicking his feet. And that's when it happened. All of the lights in the house shut off immediately. The entire outside of the house, it was daytime, boom, to night, like that. He shittied himself again. He ran to the bathroom. His buddy totally shittied himself as well. They were both in the bathroom cleaning themselves up, and they came back out. And they both went into the kitchen, and they were cowering. They were holding each other like this. What the hell's going on? And the cook, he said, dude, this happened to me just like a week ago. And his buddy said, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And that's when the angel arrived again. He presented himself into the living room, holding a white sword of light and righteousness. And he said, you dare. No. He said, I've come for a second chance. God himself is offering you redemption, forgiveness for your insolence, your ignorance in the face of the everlasting Lord. That you would offer now 2 sandwiches, one for the Lord, one for I, his humble messenger. In doing so, you would make the Lord happy. This man, he said, actually, me and my buddy are gay lovers, so God does not exist. The angel became infuriated because lately he had been watching a lot of Asmongold on YouTube and was really pissed off at gay people. So what he did is he took his sword of righteousness and cut them both down by the dicks first, and then killed them, stabs to the heart and neck. Then the sun came back up, lights came back on. Angel, back up to heaven, and he took the 2 Reuben witches. Him and God shared the sandwiches. God was a little pissed off that the angel committed these sins, but he was accepted back into the kingdom. They had the sandwiches. It was okay. The next day, his body was found, the cook. And they were looking at this. It became a big crime scene. They were like, what were these 2 childhood friends become lovers? What was actually going on here? How did they both die like this? It looks like they got killed by some sort of physical weapon, like a sword. But there's no weapon anywhere here. And then, they were looking around the house for any evidence, and in a small book in the corner of the room, they saw a little locket that the angel had dropped. It said, I was here. The end. Did you enjoy that story? because the truth was the angel was actually a boy on earth who had always wanted a Reuben witch. And at one point, he was in line at a grand place to get a Reuben witch for only a select few, just kind of like Willy Wonka type thing. And he had gotten the winning ticket, and he was going to get a Reuben witch from this cook. And the cook said, "Get him out of here. He looks like an idiot and a moron." And he kicked the kid out of the fucking thing. And he said, "Fuck that kid. I wish he was never here." The kid went home, offed himself. And then he had returned, to show God why he had offed himself in an attempt to show God that sandwich actually meant so much to him, and to give this sandwich to God as a look at how good this sandwich was. And then the second time he went down was because he wanted to try again, but he wanted to get one for himself too. It was really sad. So that's why he got so angry. And that's why God accepted him, even though he killed them. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and smack that motherfucking bell icon.